AMD launches Fluid Motion Frames 2 with eye optimization, performance enhancements, low latency frame gen, RX 6000 and RX 7000 GPU support. AMD has launched its latest Fluid Motion Frames 2 technology featuring a range of image quality and frame generation enhancements with support across RDNA 2 and RDNA 3 GPUs. AMD Fluid Motion Frames 2 now available in technical preview, highlights including frame smoothness with eye optimizations, higher performance, and low latency frame gen. AMD's Fluid Motion Frames or AFMF was originally introduced last year, offering frame gen support for a wide range of GPUs from AMD, Nvidia, and Intel. The technology supported all DX12 and DX11 games and offered up to 2x the performance increase when enabled using frame gen. The company offered significant improvements on the driver's side, targeted at stuttering and frame pacing, which were some of the major issues at launch, and officially brought the tech in the latest driver package back in January. AMD Ryzen 9005 desktop CPU prices confirmed: $9950x $599, $9900x $449, $9700x $359, $9600x $279. Download the AMD software, Adrenaline Edition preview driver for AFMF2 here. Today, the company is unveiling the next add-on to AFMF in the form of Fluid Motion Frames 2. The following are the main highlights. Eye-optimized enhancements. AFMF2 provides significant improvements to frame generation by using eye optimization when developing the updated algorithm, resulting in improved frame generation smoothness. In addition, to enable more control over how AFMF works with your games, AFMF2 introduces 2 new modes where the optimal settings are automatically enabled but advanced users can adjust them to their preferences. Performance improvements. AFMF2 features a new performance mode that reduces the overhead of AFMF2 to help make high frame rate gaming experiences more achievable on a wider range of devices. This is especially beneficial when using AFMF2 with integrated graphics cards and is now the default auto setting on supported AMD Ryzen processors with Radeon graphics. Lower latency frame generation. Experience significant improvements in reducing latency added by frame generation with the latest version of AFMF. These improvements apply across the board when using AFMF2, no matter the settings mode, resolution, or hardware used. Other updates and improvements. AFMF2 now supports borderless full screen mode when using AMD Radeon RX 7000 and Radeon 700M series graphic cards. Also, AFMF2 now supports games that use Vulkan and OpenGL, further increasing the already vast number of games that can be used with AFMF. Additionally, we've enabled interoperability with AMD Radeon Chill. Some of the new features are the eye-optimized enhancements, which make use of an updated algorithm that helps reduce fallback that leads to unwanted jitter when AFMF frame generation is temporarily disabled in high-motion scenes to ensure the best interpolated image quality. There are 2 modes, the high mode, which is the optimal setting for 1440p or higher resolutions, and the standard mode, which is optimal for 1080p resolution. For the performance mode, AMD has an additional setting called Performance Mode, which reduces the overhead of AFMF2 so that a wider range of devices can achieve a higher frame rate. This is the go-to mode when running AFMF2 on handheld and many PC platforms that utilize NICU. The quality preset is the best way to go when running a discrete graphics card such as the Radeon RX 7000 or RX 6000 series. For those who are experiencing latency issues with AFMF, the latest version comes with brand new enhancements on that front too, allowing lower latencies when frame generation is enabled. These improvements are applied across the board when using Fluid Motion Frames 2, allowing smoother gameplay and fluid performance. In Cyberpunk 2077 using a Radeon RX 7900 XTX, AFMF2 achieves 28% lower latencies, and using the Radeon 780M on and Ryzen 7 8700G APU, you can get up to 12% lower latencies in fast-paced FPS titles such as Counter-Strike 2. The AFMF2 technology also now comes with support for borderless full screen when running on the latest RDNA 3 GPUs, Radeon 7000M, Radeon 700M. The technology also supports Vulkan and OpenGL games, which increases the already massive list of games supported by it to a whole new level. Additionally, we've enabled interoperability with AMD Radeon Chill, a feature that lets you define a driver-controlled FPS cap. When you enable Radeon Chill after enabling AFMF2, it will automatically set the native FPS cap to be half of your AMD FreeSync monitor's maximum refresh rate. Then, once AFMF2 frame generation is applied, Radeon Chill will prevent the FPS going above the max refresh rate, which can cause screen tearing and reduce image quality. We recommend using AFMF2 with Radeon Anti-Lag when your expected maximum FPS will never reach your monitor's max refresh rate, and AFMF2 with Radeon Chill in games where your graphics settings are expected to deliver frame rates that will exceed your monitor's max refresh rate. AFMF is a state-of-the-art frame generation technology exclusive to AMD. It enhances frame rates and gameplay smoothness and is integrated into AMD software, Adrenalin Edition. As part of AMD HyperX, our one-click performance solution, it delivers exceptional gaming experiences on AMD Radeon graphics cards. How to enable AFMF2 can be enabled for any OpenGL, DirectX 11, and 12 titles using HyperX or the AMD Fluid Motion 2 toggle. AFMF2 currently requires the game to be played in exclusive or borderless full screen mode with VSync disabled. For a better visual experience, use AFMF2 with a variable refresh rate enabled display. Enabling Radeon Chill after AFMF will automatically set the FPS cap to reduce tearing. Use the in-game overlay, Alt+R, in AMD software, Adrenalin Edition to check AFMF's frame generation status. AFMF2 adds frame generation technology to boost FPS outside the game's engine. Users can enable the AMD software performance metrics overlay to see the resulting FPS. How to optimize AFMF2 introduces new modes that are automatically tuned for the best experience based on your configuration. These can be manually adjusted to your preferences if needed. AFMF2 adds a new high search mode setting for improved frame consistency during fast motion, enabled by default for resolutions of 2560 by 1440 and above. This reduces the jittering or stuttering encountered with AFMF1 at higher resolutions. AFMF2 adds a new performance mode setting to reduce frame generation overhead, enabled as performance by default for integrated graphics products. Integrated graphics users may switch back to the quality performance preset for better frame generation quality during fast motion. The quality preset is the default when using discrete graphics cards. Users can manually enable this performance mode on discrete graphics cards to hit even higher frame rates when GPU is bound to maximize the FPS uplift. Users can find these tuning options within the advanced view of HyperX. Multi-GPU configurations. For any hybrid graphics configuration, AFMF2 will use the displaying GPU for frame generation, allowing the render GPU to focus on the game. What's next? We are continuously refining HyperX with AFMF2, using feedback from gamers across thousands of games to drive innovation. Join the conversation by sharing how well AFMF2 is working on your system. Fixed issues. AFMF may become inactive after enabling certain on-screen overlays. Known issues. Performance metrics overlay may intermittently report in after task switching with certain display configurations. Baldur's Gate 3rd of may experience an app crash on AMD Ryzen i300 series processors. Intermittent driver timeout may occur after opening the Xbox game bar while AFMF2 and RSR is active with certain Vulkan games.